Hi guys, Roxanne here from Tiny Home Living. It is just a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I'm going to go trim up that last tomato plant. Saw a video today on trimming the zucchinis, which I guess wouldn't have been a bad idea a couple of weeks ago because, like I've shown on so many videos, they are totally out of control, and it never occurred to me to trim them the way I do the tomato plants. And I was so tired last night and it was getting dark, so I didn't get the brush cut, and it's a beautiful day to do that. Chris is finishing up that wooden frame to reinforce the window frame in the kitchen, and I think he's going to work on the door today too. He's going to borrow a welder from a friend that he knows here close by that he can borrow a welder from and get that angle iron welded around the doorways. And so quite a bit to do today, and the weather's nice. So before I get it started, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with your family and friends. Follow along with us. Things are going to start getting exciting now. Well, they are for me anyway. But I just thought I'd also mention, I pulled a bunch of my beets yesterday, and we didn't cut the holes big enough. I've discussed that earlier in the ground cloth. And the mice have been, because the beets are sort of popping out of the ground, they're almost making like a little tent city under there for the mice, and they're running along and eating all the beets. So I didn't really want to pickle beets again this year, so what I did, the greens were really in good shape, and the nice thing about the ground cloth too is that everything stays pretty clean, especially after a rain like we had. I mean, all the veggies and lettuce and everything would have been just covered in mud. So it keeps everything pretty clean having the ground cloth on there. So what I did was I fed the beets to the chickens, and I'm going to cook up the beet greens. Apparently they're really good for you, like spinach, and so I'm going to cook them up, and they're supposed to be really good for you too. I haven't actually eaten them before, but I am really disappointed about not getting my spinach, so I'm going to cook up the greens. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. It does keep the veggies really clean, and I like that. Not too much dirt to clean off them. Anyway, gonna get outside and get some work done now. So you can see the frame around the window now, and you can see how it sort of follows the pattern of the sea container. So he's got that bolted on really well, and I'll just show you that from the inside as well. So you can see Chris has the cripples in, but he also has the side studs in now too, and the side of the window frame. I'm just moving around here because the wasps, we have wasps and hornets. They're not honeybees, so I'm going to make some traps for them. But so yeah, you can see the reinforcement he made for the top and bottom. The lighting is making that hard to see. So yeah, that goes around the window. And the angle iron will go around the door. So, pretty excited about that. And then this wood here are the extra studs that we left out of that wall so that we could walk in and out. So he'll be able to put those in now too. So, pretty exciting. And then once he gets the door and window in, we'll be able to put that window in now, I think. He still has to put the equivalent of the purples up above the window where it's empty there. But that's pretty easy to do. We've got a lot of those short pieces that we cut off of these 2x6s, the long ones, to use for that. And above that window too. And then of course, I think there'll be one cripple underneath the window. I'm not sure what the measurement is there. But anyhow, pretty excited about that. And I still have to delve into the back of the his old shipping container to find the window that's going to go in that door. I've got a nice one picked out. We've got a couple left, And so I've got one picked out that I want to put in there. I'll be able to do that pretty soon too. Anyhow, I'm going to get some of the outdoor work done. Again, we thought we were going to get more rain last night and didn't, so I can get this stuff done. And the stuff that's not so fun but has to be done. So I picked a little handful of the red cayennes that were ripe on the pepper plant. And I got the last, well, there were 4 cages. I have one little tiny one left. And I got 3 tomato cages around these 3 pepper plants in my greenhouse. And I just noticed that they're just starting to get blossoms on them. So I got these on these cages on here just in time, because they definitely won't support the weight of peppers. I'm gonna get a lot of peppers off this. We just went to town yesterday, and I can't remember how much a pepper was, but 3 mushrooms, 3 white mushrooms to put in a salad was $1. I mean, that's absolutely insane. So anyway, I got the basil pinched off, the seeds pinched off on that one little plant that I started from seed. I'm gonna do the ones out here, and then I have to gas up the DR, make sure I've got lots of gas, and come and get this mess here cleaned up, and this mess. And then, like I say, it's going to be so much easier to clean up around the trees now, and I've got to do out where the rhubarb and stuff was, and around the solar panels there. We still have to get that French drain done. The clay is so heavy right there that we're going to have to drain the whole. We thought it would just dry up if we redirected the gray water, but it's not happening, so we're going to have to bail it out, dig it deeper, and it was almost deep enough and big enough. We're going to make it a little bit bigger, and then we'll go get the gravel to fill that up. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. Chris is almost done with the frame around the window, and the window's a little bit bigger than they didn't. It's a little bigger than I thought. The specs I looked at had 29 by 71. It's actually 30 by 72, which usually when you order that size, it's not the actual size of the window. Anyway, it's gonna fit. But it's a squeaker, but it's gonna fit. So I am really trying not to go lay down in the hammock. I'll get some of this hot, nasty work done, and got the cages around all the tomatoes, and I'm just going to get staples and bang a couple of staples into each one to hold them in place. And man, am I ever glad I found those last 11 tomato cages, the big ones. And then I'll show you the terribly, terribly, terribly butchered tomatoes again, the tomato plants. 3 or 4 days they'll be all fluffy and need to be trimmed again. But anyway, gonna get started on that now. Now, everybody says you're supposed to pinch these basil seeds off, because then the plant gets fluffier. I find that as soon as I pinch all the seeds off, the bugs start eating my basil, and then it gets really mangy looking. So if anybody knows why, or maybe I'm doing it wrong, I don't know. But as soon as I pinch all the seeds off, then the bugs just go crazy on my basil. And I don't know what. It's almost like the seeds repel the bugs. And then I pinch the seeds off, and then the bugs go crazy on the basil. And of course, I just love basil so much, I don't want to lose it to the bugs. So, but you can see how the bugs are eating some of it already. Now I'll look in a couple of days and see, but it seems like I've noticed that year after year, and if anybody can tell me why that is, Like I said, I'm a greenhorn. We're doing our best. We're trying hard, but you know, we've read a lot, we've watched a lot of videos, but little things like this, I just don't have a clue why that would be. I understood you pinch off the seeds and then the plant gets better and fluffier, and you know, you get more basil, but I find that very consistently over the years, that as soon as I do this, the bugs go crazy on my basil. Now maybe I should spray it with some of that Bug Be Gone or whatever it is that I sprayed the apple trees and the fruit trees with, but I don't know. I don't understand it. I think I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but it doesn't seem to work that well for me. So I don't know whether to pinch off the seeds and just harvest the basil or what to do. I hate seeing it getting all eaten up by bugs. Maybe I'll just spray it with some of that stuff anyway. It can't hurt if it keeps the bugs from eating all of this stuff, because the basil's getting nice now. Lots of it here, and I'd love to make a batch of Alfredo sauce with maybe basil and sun-dried tomatoes. And then I made a batch before with fresh thyme in it, and it was just out of this world. I make big batches of it, and then I put it in freezer bags in the freezer, so I can just grab a package of Alfredo anytime I want. So anyway, I'm going to take a little break. It's so hot out now. Get a drink and then go out and get those tomato cages staked down, and that'll be done. Maybe I'll do the gas up the DR and get that done next, and then go trim those zucchini plants. We just happened to see a video this morning on that, so gonna do that too. Learn something new every day. That's what my grandpa used to say. So we'll get that done hopefully today. And these guys are perching on top of the food in the water. That's so funny. I guess they already figured they're big guy on the totem pole. That one there, I like the color of him, or her, or whatever it is. Oh, yeah. That's so funny. I'm the king of the castle. This is funny, this chicken keeps coming in here where Chris is working. Oops, in the tiny house. I'm tripping on this chalk line. And she's scratching around like she's nesting. I think I'm going to sweep up some of this sawdust. Put it in the corner there. You want to lay an egg for me, don't you? Hey? Mm-hmm. That's so funny. I didn't know chickens were so funny. Look at her, she's looking for a place. Just don't know where to go. You sure that's not Gertie, Chris? Because there's a little tuft where the feather.
No, it's on this side.
Oh. Like I don't have enough to do. I'm going to sweep up sawdust. I think I'm going to get some of those little nesting boxes you just nail on the side of the wall. So I can put some over where the compost is. I know that feeling. Something's coming, isn't it? So Chris put a little ledge on the front of the nesting boxes because all the straw was getting kicked out, and you know. So I put some fresh straw in there, put tons more in, and he carried her from the tiny house and put her in the nesting box, and she started fluffing it up and making a nest right away, and she's in there doing her I'm in labor thing, I think. And as soon as Chris put her in the one nesting box, another one went in beside her. So it'll be really interesting if we get 3 eggs in one day. That'll be something, even as tiny as they are. But you can hear her in there. I'd show you, but I don't want to disturb her right now. You know what that's like, you girls. Don't touch me. I didn't know chickens did that when they were having a baby. And Rusty's hanging around like crowing like he's going to be a dad again. We'll come back later and see if there's 2 more eggs. Well, my DR ran out of gas. That's the first time I've run it out of gas in a long time. Just watching Rusty because Sadie's out for a pee and I just don't want him to go after her. Not sure where she is now. Ah, shoot. Anyway, I'm gassed this up. I got gas all over myself, so I had to go wash up, and I'll just show you in a minute after I find my poor little puppy and get her inside what I've done so far. So I got this whole section here done. The chickens are down that way, so I'm leaving some of it, but I'm keeping this area, and again going around the saplings and that sort of thing. But the well is here, still haven't burned that stuff. And then I got around the hammock area done, and I'm just doing in the garden area now, well, what we call the orchard. Got to finish around the solar panels and the fruit bushes. Couldn't even see the fruit bushes, but got the hammock area done. That's the important thing. And it is just beautiful out here right now. Oh my goodness, I'm so covered in prickles and grass and dirt. I think I'll finish this up and it's time for a little bit of hammock time. Oh, I'm so gross and dirty. And I should have put my big rubber boots on, I didn't. So my little short socks and my garden shoes are full of thistles and prickles. It's just nasty. But anyway, I'm happy I got this done. I think after supper I'll do the stake the cages around the tomatoes. Do that after supper when it's cooler. And I think that's going to be about it for today. We'll see. Oh, I did around the edge of the potato patch too, so you can see the signs and you can actually sort of see the potatoes better. But Christopher's down for a nap already, and I might end up needing one too. We'll see. But that hammock's looking awful good. So here I am yanking on this cord like a crazy person trying to get it restarted, and it won't start. And there's a little box here that these things attach to, and it's not here, so I don't know if I just lost it somewhere after I ran out of gas or what. I don't think it'll run without that thing, so I know Chris had said it was broken, but I don't know if it has something to do with the remote start. Again, I'm just the designer, so I don't know all that. Anything that's mechanical, anything that has that runs, I know nothing. But I know that part's missing. So I'm gonna go see if it's still in the shop. If it's in the shop, that means the machine was running without it. So I didn't lose it somewhere in the 5 acres here. And I can continue to yank on that cord and try and get it started again. Ay, ay, ay. It is here. So there was some little part broken that holds it on there. So that means my machine will run without it, which means I have to go out there and yank on that cord another 100 times to try and get it restarted. It just seems harder later in the day when you're tired. But I will go back out now that I know that part is there in the workshop and I haven't lost it somewhere. I'll go and try and start that thing again. at the end of the season, I gotta get that electric start fixed. Because that is just brutal. And of course I'm getting blisters on my thumbs from holding onto the machine and pushing it. I do every time I use it. My fingers are just humming from, get my hat too, from the vibration from using it for so long. Anyway, back out to yank on the cord another 100 times. I tried. I can't get it started. So I'm gonna wait until Chris gets up from his nap and get him to help me. Oh my goodness, look at all the crap on the hammock. And meanwhile, I'm gonna lay down in the hammock for a little while. So I checked the nesting boxes a little while ago, and they really burrowed in there, but there was no eggs. But Chris was just saying, look at, they laid an egg out here behind the pallets. Now I really don't want them laying eggs out here, and this is what I was afraid of. Oh, she's sitting on it. She's almost sitting on it.
Oh, yeah, she's
So my battery died there, but so this is the big excitement for the day. 2 eggs in one day. This is the one we just found behind the skids, and that's the first one. So this one's really tiny. This one's a little bit bigger. So like I said, I don't really want them laying back there because I don't want them all in the dirt. But I'm gonna have these eggs in the morning and see what the yolks look like, and I'll show you then. But that's pretty exciting. 2 eggs in one day. Look at these crazy chickens over here burrowing in this dirt. Now this is where we had planted the grass seed to get the grass growing nice, but I guess that's not going to be happening. That is the craziest thing I ever saw. Like I said, this is all new to me, so Chris was just checking in there to see if there was any eggs in there. That would make more sense. You can see where I mowed at the edge of the potato patch, the tall grass that was growing there. And now you can see the potatoes a lot better. So, and a lot more blossoms on them too. There was quite a few down here. And these plants are getting huge. That one there is really big. So a lot of blossoms all of a sudden. And so that's really exciting, because like I said, you know, a month or so ago, I really wasn't sure if we were going to get anything from the potatoes. So I didn't get those tomato cages staked down yet. I think I'm going to wait till after supper. I am just pooped. Sure gonna need a shower. This is when, you know, when I'm sore and aching from doing the mowing and stuff, that's when I really miss having a bathtub. And I'm putting a 66-inch tub in my bathroom, so I'm really excited about that. When you're aching, that's a nice time to be able to have a tub to soak in. But look at these plants. Now, again, like I said, I totally butchered them. And in a few days, they're going to be crazy again. Look at that chicken just went through the net and into my garden again and pooped. Anyway, this is the one that has the little black tomatoes on it, or purple or something. They look black to me. But, and I don't know if I mentioned before, I put these tomato cages upside down. These are supposed to go on the ground. This doesn't make sense to me. To me, the top ring should be up here. There should be a ring on the top here, and the pokies should be on the bottom. So I've put them upside down, and then we've used the staples from the ground cloth to hold them in place. And that's what I have to do with these other ones later. I haven't got them in place. But like I said, these tomatoes, tomato plants, and of course now you can see tons of tomatoes that you couldn't see before until I butcher the plants. And then you can see all the tomatoes. And that, yeah, I guess that's a Roma. These are all supposed to be Roma plants. So anyway, if we have to put wire up here around the top, that's fine, but I put all of these upside down. It makes more sense to me this way. And then the shorter plants, even though they're still Romas, I use the smaller ones here and then the two big ones on the end, and then one of the little silver ones because I ran out. And I used, look at those, I gotta get to those zucchini plants tomorrow and trim them the way that guy said in the video. I'm not gonna get that done today either. I'm just too tired. And I am hot and gross and sweaty and dirty, but 2 chickens in the garden now. I gotta go chase them out of there again. But I am gonna I'm gonna try and finish with the DR out in the orchard later, and then hammer some stakes into these tomato cages. And I think that's gonna be it for this old woman for today. Holy moly, but an exciting day. 2 eggs in one day. And look at these crazy, crazy chickens. That is, I just never knew they did this kind of thing. Doesn't take much to amuse me, does it? Anyway, I will update you a little later. See if we got any more eggs today. Wouldn't it be exciting to get more than 2 eggs in one day? My goodness. Well, I got the rest of the mowing done. Got the base of the trees done. And completely whacked one blueberry bush right off. I lost track of where I was. Hopefully it'll come back. But, I mean, you couldn't even see any of the blueberry bushes in here or the gooseberries. So this section was just totally overgrown. Because Chris can't get in here with the mower. I whacked my sticks and everything. Oh my goodness. But I got around the base of the trees done. All around the solar panel. But I sprayed the solar panel with grass, so now I gotta clean that off. That's really dirty. Look at these apples today. They're turning red too. Be interesting to see how big they get. They were full-size apples last year. It's not a very big tree. Anyway, I'm gonna get these cleaned, this solar panel's cleaned off. And I'm really happy I got this cleaned up. I've made a bunch of bee traps with pop bottles and molasses in them, and I haven't caught one single bee today. And I'm not talking honeybees, they're wasps and hornets, and they're absolutely crazy this year. They are up at Rita and Bob's too, so I thought I'd make some traps today, and I haven't caught a single one. I diluted the molasses, so maybe I put too much water in, I'm not sure. I might add some more molasses. But they're following me around, but they're not going in the traps that I set. That's because I'm sweaty and gross and stinky. But anyway, I'm going to wash those solar panels off, and I think that's it for today. I'm going to have to do the tomato cages tomorrow. I'm just too pooped. Time for a shower for us dirty people. But thanks for coming along. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And share this video with your family and friends. And we'll see you next time.